their draft, their roster is mostly playing reactive against the game plan of Bigatron Alpha. Bigatron Alpha, by the way, doesn't really have a strong mid lane. Maybe because of the Joy, they can help to push that in and then start hard invading and start contesting Super Cans Purple, like, what you see some of these teams do, like, play the purple buff like a turtle instead.
Oh, here it is. Game 1 between Bigatron Alpha and AP BREN. I mean, AP BREN once more not just looking to end this Indo dynasty. I feel like there's no Indo dynasty at this point because the Philippines are just wrecking everyone. Aside from Onyx winning MSC, right? That is definitely one of the bigger achievements. But we see this early invade with the wall, blocking out Super Vin, forcing him to blow that flicker unwillingly as AP BREN continues to put on this pressure. This Grok itself, massive threat that allows AP BREN to continuously do this.
Yeah, and Awkward actually in the early game does a lot of damage as well. And even now, they're actually putting Kaltizi at the same time just to limit the buff of our poor little Super Can. He's a little bit low. 3-man, 4-man hard invading. This is exactly how AP BREN wants to limit Bigatron Alpha. Don't forget, orange buff is super wide open for the clear. Kaltizi still holding on to the Retribution, and now Super Can would need to try to take it away from Kaltizi.
They're trying to fight this. Kaltizi not looking too healthy, separated from his team in the greed. Paid off, at least in favor of Bigatron Alpha. First blood for Super Ken.
And once again, AP BREN is making the same mistakes as they did in game number 1 against Evil Sledges, right? They're super greedy. They're overextended just a little bit more just to try to limit the Spanny, right? But now, if you notice how Awkward and Flaptizi is just hard invading Bigatron Alpha once again. Few this time around, trying to join the fight, doesn't really have number 4. Super Ken actually a little bit behind, struggling to secure his own orange buff. He's able to secure it, but Kaltizi is really ahead because of that invade. It's kind of weird that the jungle can invade Bigatron Alpha, yet still be a level ahead as compared to his counterpart.
I think it's also because that they were able to take, I believe, at least one of the small camps, right? So you get that minor XP lead, but it's not too big of a fuse bad because the Fanny is now going to get the purple buff by surrendering the turtle with that first blood in hand. And you look at the early game, we say that Bigatron Alpha, they can play a pretty fast mid-game tempo, but at level 1 to 3, I mean, they don't have the damage to fight AP BREN. Not when Ogre is running at you with the Scrop.
Exactly. Evidently right now, you can feel like he on the mid lane, but hold on a second. The Super Ken right deep in enemy line, still trying to do a lot of damage right here. Has to bounce away. Super Ken, even with Angela in tow as well.
With the hard guard, just keeping him alive, but again, the damage department not really checking out just yet. I believe Few is running that Aegis, so you do have that extra protection when you head into these fights, when you kind of dive right in, and it's very important, right, when you're dealing with something like Angela Fanny, you're dealing with hard crowd controls like the Franco Bloody Hunt, you just want to stay alive as long as possible. Super Marco able to get away from that Fanny, and Super Vin also not getting the iron hook, he's just going to flicker forward for the kill, and that's 2 for Bigatron Alpha.
Yeah, and that's exactly how Bigatron Alpha wants to play. AP BREN right now needs to try to slow down and limit Super Ken, but Super Ken, well, having that one up is actually really good, but Super Ken right now, Kaltizi deep under the money lines, that's a well tried committed by the side of Ogren as well, and now AP BREN looking to find more from the side of Bigatron Alpha's jungle.
They're gonna flicker forward from Zorizo to get the taunt out, and perhaps they will find one, and that's gonna be Ogren this time. Pulled right back, a second kill for Super Ken.
Yeah, Super Ken is crazy, right? Like, how he's able to just still survive under all that pressure that AP BREN is putting on him. And Super Ken is just like this coal that the more amount of pressure that you put him to, he becomes the diamond. Speaking about diamond, he's already got his money's worth right now with the bait to have his built as well. He's gonna burst down Squishy, for example, Few, and for example, Super Marco. And this is also the reason why Few needs to rock the Aegis. If not, he's gonna get bursted down. The Vengeance is not gonna work in this particular match against Bigatron Alpha because second is actually a Harif, right? So Vengeance doesn't really work well against him. Now this time around, Bigatron Alpha looking to return the favor of the early game.
Super Vin does spot out Kaltizi taking the orange buff, but not able to stop it either way. Bigatron Alpha working on the turtle already. Flaptizi will be there first. Zorizo being the bodyguard for his team. AP BREN showing up. It's only just Kaltizi though. You have that key is keeping him at bay as we see that kill on top. Super Marco goes down to Sakin, so Bigatron Alpha continuing to play to the tempo.
Yeah, and Bigatron Alpha doing that win con, right? Limiting Super Marco so that he doesn't really scale comfortably into the late game. AP BREN on the other hand, top side, they will lose that top side turret because of Super Marco going down right now. AP BREN, I feel like they're wasting a lot of time right here trying to take down Chorizo. Chorizo is more than gladly taking that one. Decimation even committed.
I mean, there's a hard guard to keep Chorizo alive, and after all of that, 2 big ultimates, and AP BREN couldn't get it done. And that's also in consideration that Chorizo still hasn't used that ultimate, right? And look at the amount of gray health he has. One blast of the Great Sword, he's going to heal back at least half of the damage that he's taken. So overall, Bigatron Alpha still winning out in the health department, but AP BREN, they want to contest this. Steal straight to the back. Super Ken spotted out already. He's going to jump right in with the steel cables, try to take the turtle away from AP BREN. Kaltizi will win the retreat fight, and they will take care of Super Ken with the help of Flapteezy.
Nice knockout right there by the side of AP BREN just to limit Super Ken from taking the turtle buff. It's actually how Bigatron Alpha doesn't want to play into it, right? Like, there you go. That's also second going in Zaman Force.
Trying to use the Chrono Dash. Oakwen completely out of position, and Saken trying to chase after him. Oakwen will be able to gain some distance. The help of his teammate, he's going to get outfield, playing with fire, literally. Dealing with Saken and Key together. I mean, all things considered, right? AP BREN off to a slightly rough start, but you look at the net worth league, they are actually pretty much even.
Yeah, and it's also surprising, like, Bigatron Alpha was the one that has a lot of pressure. If you take a look at most of the gold earned, Saken is already there and all the way up top, and Super Marco, on the other hand, like, couple of heroes down, which is bad for the side of AP BREN, because Super Marco needs that item to scale. He's already lost his top side farming capability already, so he has to join in the mid lane instead, right? So Saken is snowballing out of control. AP BREN cannot reach. Chorizo bought a lot of time at that turtle fight. Kaltizi is now slightly behind. Even with Super Ken. Don't forget, Super Ken in the early game was the one that is behind in the levels.
There's got Kaltizi as well in his own jungle. Kaltizi getting ran down. Chorizo also coming in. Kaltizi trying to mitigate all of the crowd control, but he's going to get bursted down very, very quickly. It doesn't matter if he has to decimate. He's the one that goes down. It's Super Vin. What a hook on the Flapteezy. He's going to try and dash around with the Vengeance. Can't get the stun on the Key, unfortunately. They get the Wild Charge onto Super Vin as Fuel comes in for the cleanup. Chorizo will not be able to help.
Yeah, the nice Bloody Hunt coming out from Super Vin, but unfortunately, after burning away that Bloody Hunt onto Kaltizi, they don't really have any more priority, but now Flapteezy in a spot of trouble.
It's a bit ambitious, right? Trying to get the final slash onto Super Ken and ends up going down. Good cover from Key. I mean, this Angela, this puppet on the string, does mess with you a little bit.
Yeah, AP BREN's losing 2 side lanes, right? The side lanes, especially in the EXP lane, Flapteezy is too busy trying to limit the Super Ken from snowballing, and that plan ultimately failed. AP BREN can only look to scale into his late game when Few can comfortably run down somebody, but he's taking a lot of damage from second early on.
Oakwen absorbing the Iron Hook, so Bigatron Alpha can't get any sort of catch. That being said, AP BREN are not in a position to contest this turtle at all. They have to deal with the mid wave. They gotta secure this purple buff for Kaltizi. So that means Bigatron Alpha, they will call dips on the turtle.
Yep, there's no contest at all. AP BREN, don't forget, Saken is already online already, and they're looking to fight right here. AP BREN, oh, hold on a second, they're having other ideas.
It's gonna be Kaltizi of all people getting hooked. He's gonna try to get away with the Mortal Coil. Just at the edge, clipped by the Chrono Blast from Saken, and he's gonna go down. Flapteezy dashing around, running out of Demon Mark, knocked out by Chorizo. Oakwen can't provide any assistance. Flapteezy just trying to buy time, but he's gonna get chained down. And Bigatron Alpha finds 2 kills for themselves.
Yeah, this is why AP BREN is so afraid of Bigatron Alpha. This is the kryptonite of AP BREN. You know, Bigatron Alpha proving themselves worth. They are looking to end the dynasty of the Filipinos, and now they're doing it right here in game number 1. Bigatron Alpha. And so much pressure was put into Super Ken. He scaled out of control. And then don't forget, you also got Chorizo buying so much time against AP BREN to pull the attention away from Super Ken. And AP BREN bit that problem. And now they lose like 1 turtle away. And Bigatron Alpha, they know they have AP BREN has no answer towards Saken. And they also secure the Lord that will be marching up top.
A lot of responsibility for Oakwen to just absorb all of these Iron Hooks, because AP BREN, you have crowd control mitigation, that's pretty cool, but the damage of Bigatron Alpha is out of this world. An attempt with the final slash, but Chorizo is just gonna dash out of it, and that means 1 big ultimate down on the side of AP BREN. They try to stave off this wave. The Iron Hook does go wide, so AP BREN, they know that this tier 1 mid has to stay alive.
Yeah, they're just putting everybody on guard duty in the mid lane, right? But now they still need to focus around the side lanes because the side lanes are being pushed up with the Lord Intel right here. Super Bin
And the
catches
hook.
few.
That's gonna be the Aegis Shields. Good final slash to cancel that one. Few will dash away to get rid of Super Vince. Dorizo getting a taunt, but it's not enough as Saken gets blasted by Super Marco. 2 for AP Brand. Massive shutdown for them as Super Ken is gonna try to show up. Get some sort of cleanup, will find few, but that is pretty much it. Top tier 2 ends up going down. Mid tier 1 finally fallen. The Super Ken unleashed. Slapteezy, Calteezy trying to hold this together, but Slapteezy is gonna instantly get cut down as Super Ken continues to stay alive. Calteezy looking for a decimate, but he keeps him in place and locks him down like the puppet he is. Auckland wants to help, but Calteezy is slowly getting whittled down. Bigotron Alpha salvaged the fight.
Yeah, they're trying to salvage it right here, right? Calteezy a little bit wounded right there. Tried to land a decimation onto Super Ken, but not in time. Don't forget, if you know how Key is just slowing every single one for the side of AP Brand down, that's where the Ice Cream One really working very well for Key, right? This is a very annoying. AP Brand constantly getting permanent slowed, and then Saken with his armor force also permanently slowing everybody down. And then, you know, you just get bursted down by Super Ken and also second. Speaking about items, just take a look. There is a Ice Cream One for the side of the Angela by right, because I saw it just now. And then there's also the fact that there is, you know, the Flapteezy slowly building towards a Thunder Belt. This is pure damage control for the side of AP Brand right now. But at the very least, Super Marco does have the 2 key items, BOD and the Malefic Roar. Maybe they can look to fight right there. But Wind of Nature, is that the item you want to go for?
It is final slash again onto Winston. Doesn't have the iron hook. Dorizo will put his body in front. Been fishing for any target, and there it is. It's going to be the Mortal Qual straight into the decimate. Super Bin instantly goes down as AP Brand tries to bowl right to Bigotron Alpha. Everyone is low as Saken survives. That's the most important member for Bigotron Alpha. It's a 1-for-2 trade.
Yeah, AP Brand it would have ended very badly for AP Brand right there. They're fighting Bigotron Alpha in a choke point where the Zaman Force and this Chrono Blast right there, like, look at the damage that he can output everybody, especially if AP Brand stick together like that. And don't forget, Super Ken zapping around in that wall. This is, in order to fight Bigotron Alpha, you really cannot fight them in these choke points. AP Brand needs to select a big open field so that they can come in from different angles. Ogwen, yeah, pressure on him right here to set up a very nice wall charge to stun everybody up. But Saken is on this Purify, does have the Purify online, so AP Brand needs to look out for that one. And now Bigotron Alpha looking to try to take the Lord away from AP Brand.
They're gonna try and do it before Super Ken arrives. Super Ken goes in with the steel cables, and the retro is still right there for Bigotron Alpha. AP Brand, they've lost the objective, so they gotta win the fight. Saken, though, taken care of by Calteezy. Maybe there's a chance for AP Brand as Bigotron Alpha sent on the run.
Yeah, that's good pickings for the side of AP Brand, but unfortunately Super Ken, the retro finger is a lot better than Calteezy this time round. Bigotron Alpha literally making, oh, hold on a second, Super Ken.
Be careful, and just keep dashing in like that. Flapteezy baited beyond the tower. As Super Ken gets away, the iron hook on the Flapteezy, and he ends up getting traded back. And AP Brand fighting off a bit more than they could chew, but Super Marco is still alive. Dorizo taking out the damage. Super Bin right there. Dorizo going to the back looking for Super Marco. They lose Bin as Super Ken shows up, and now in the choke point, once more decimated by Ogwen. As Super Ken falls, Dorizo dropping low as well. AP Brand, well, they salvaged that fight for sure. Dorizo still wants more, but I'm not really sure if this is the fight that you want to take. As Phil will try to run down Key in the back line, but unfortunately couldn't have the damage. Counter back by Dorizo again. Good wall from Ogwen to separate the battle lines. AP Brand, they will get out, but that top inhibitor has fell to the Lord. Mid tier 2 will fall. AP Brand, what an expensive fight.
Yeah, Zorizo, that is the fight they are looking for, because what Bigotron Alpha is doing is just slowing down AP Brand. AP Brand, you know, they were bloodthirsty just a little bit. They went off their discipline chart, and then all of a sudden, because of that, that Lord open up the side, the top lane and also the bottom lane. If you take a look at this instant replay right here, you can see how the wall being built actually protected Key so much, and Super Ken coming in, dipping out all the time. Unfortunately, Auckland will be able to shut them right there. Zorizo just buying enough time for Bigotron Alpha to push down the lanes, not by their own heroes, but by sheer macro.
Yeah, and that's the kind of Fredrin that I love to see. Just the unkillable Demon King right in the midst of the fight.
I like the fact that
this is closer than I thought, right?
Yeah, I like the fact that the Fredrin literally body blocked and really wanted to fight. And instead of actually pushing down turrets, he's using the mid side lane to push, fight a lot of time for AP Brand. So AP Brand right now just need to, consolidate just a little bit more. Pikachu Alpha right now in a more prime position. Look at the turrets. There's only one that's down for the top side. Damage to the board mostly goes over the side of Saken and also Sorizo. Don't forget, Sorizo as a Fredrin also does a lot of damage based on his HP because it scales very well into his HP.
Just a minor 2.4k goal advantage for Pikachu Alpha, so all things considered, this is still not a done deal yet. AP Brand holding on very, very well, but now they have to constantly deal with the side lane. Lord coming up in less than 20 seconds as well. Ogwen, let's get the barrier at the purple buff, but AP Brand can't find any follow-up, and this purple buff, if it goes over to Super Ken, then it'll be a bit of a minor problem for AP Brand to deal with, and that will be the case.
No, I think it's given over to Saken. Saken needs a purple buff better more because of the fact that he's actually quite mana hungry as a Harif as well. Now Zorizo once again buying a lot of time for the side of AP Brand. Oh, sorry, it actually went for Super Ken as well. So double down on the purple buff. Saken wouldn't be able to get it. I think Ogwen with the wall trying to reset the Lord, so Bigatron Alpha shouldn't try to pull that Lord a little bit too far. AP Brand this time round in pure defensive mode right here, right? Like Joy not very strong in in clearing the lanes, especially for a bar.
What a hook! He's gonna find Kautizi himself, excuse me, as the big damage comes from Super Marco. Wild charge is perfect. The Super Event gets knocked up into the air and instantly clamped down by Kautizi. It's a 1-for-2 trade again, as Phil will be the sacrificial lamb. But Super Marco, what is this madman flicker for? Looking for Saken. If he dies, it's gonna be great. Super Marco trying to save the game, and he might have just done it. Key, this is not his fight to be in, as AP Brand salvaging this entire game.
That's crazy, right? So I love the fact when the marksman knows the limits, flickers forward instead of backwards, right? He's not afraid of Saken, even though Saken is the one that putting him down to the dumpster in the early game. But look at where Super Ken's at. He's actually poised to try to steal this Lord away. I don't think Pikachu Alpha is there. Here he comes.
They're just gonna gun down Super Ken, not even with the hard guard is enough to save him. Key.
Super
boy, run, little go, run! Super Marco is after him. And AP
Super Marco is big right
they
now.
are big. He is absolutely massive. Super Marco, Superman of AP Bren.
Man, Super Marco is so big right now, right? Like, you thought that he's actually put down behind Bigatron Alpha, was able to shut Super Marco down, and Bigatron Alpha, this is exactly what they're worried about. That's why they're putting Saken as a Harif down into the gold lane to try to limit Super Marco, and now AP Brand has already started to pick the scale. You said that the 2K thing, yeah, it kind of works in the favor of AP Brand, even though the gold lead goes over the side of Bigatron Alpha. Bigatron Alpha, because of that 2K gold lead, all of a sudden they lost so much, right? They lost, like, you know, the mid lane now with the Lord marching up top at the same time. AP Brand is actually shoving down bot as well. There's still one man down, finally just coming out just in time, but the damage is already done.
I think he banished Rage used as well, forcing all the flickers out. Super Ken, good hook from Super Vin to shut down Ogwen. No more grog. Super Ken trying to slice through the members of AP Brand. Kautizi running away. He's going to get knocked out by Zorizo. As Fuse in the back line, trying to run down Saken. Saken still alive. Chrono dashing all the way out. As AP Brand cannot fight this. Flapjeezy just trying to buy time. He also falls. As Bigatron Alpha, they stave off AP Brand. But this entire game has been stabilized. We're even Stevens right now. Both teams not having a side lane inhibitor.
Yeah, AP Brand right now, you know, that fight right there just bought them enough time. It's basically giving what Sorizo did to them earlier just now. AP Brand forced the fight right there. Bigatron Alpha needs to try to defend the side lanes, but they're a little bit too busy. Sorizo tried to make a play right here. The Appraiser's Wrath landing down was able to clear up, or basically half HP most of the members of AP Brand and allowing Saken to just come in for the cleanup right now. AP Brand, they have 2 men short this time around. Bigatron Alpha, they had the manpower advantage. They're trying to go in. It's going to be the Bandit's Rage that pushes away, putting a wall for safety. They're protecting this final bastion with everything they've got.
And thankfully Ogwen came back in time so he could kind of block the Iron Hook, but Phil fishing for some members of Bigatron Alpha, couldn't really get close to them. Navy Bren gonna have the full team back up. Lord will be up next, the 4th one in 50 seconds. This is the most even game we had, right? Expectations have been met between these two teams.
Yeah, Pascal's already built by the side of Super Marco and even a brute force rest play. Kyle TZ knows that he needs to be a tank. I think he even sold off the Hunter Strike as well, just to provide even more tankiness in his team. And Flap TZ, look at him, also going pure tank. Most of the damage are locked behind Few and Super Marco as well. As long as Super Marco stays alive, Silver Bin is looking for fishing. His prime target is definitely Super Marco. Few right near already burning off away the ultimate. Bigatron Alpha just guarding this Lord Pit. They won the Lord priority, but Super Ken can rotate and fix the waves very quickly and then jump back to maybe surprise Retribution and steal the Lord away from AP BREN.
Both purple buffs are going to be spawning very, very soon as well. So Bigatron Alpha, they want to give it over to Sakit if possible on their end. AP BREN, they're not willing to go for these kind of contests. Don't want to go too deep. Most importantly, it's all about this Lord. It's going to be the be-all end-all. You feel going for the recall after shoving in the bot whip as well. So it does give them some room to work with. Super Win on the top side with the Immortality. Zorizo coming in bottom. Ogwen has no idea where this Franco is.
Wait, it's very obvious. Kyle TZ should know that Super Vid is actually up top right there, and it's
not
very
checking.
scary. Flicker ultimate, and it will be Ed. So Rizal actually standing up. I'm catching that TZ though.
Be very careful. Final stage is going to be there. Super Vid showing up, looking for a target. Super Marco might be the target for him as well. Super Ken showing up. Who's going to win the retreat fight? Lord going low, and it's going to be Kyle TZ that gets the Lord of all things. Final slash coming back off cooldown. Super Win falls. As Kyle TZ looking to run down Sakit. Him and Few both have the immortality. Sakit trying to keep this game alive for Bigatron Alpha, but it might not be enough as Super Marco guns him down. AP BREN have just done it 21 minutes in, Jay.
Super Marco literally won the whole team fight, right? He's already starting to become so big. The Bigatron Alpha, Sakan tries to dash around, but he's actually getting melted down instead. He's actually taking more damage than he could actually dish out. Now AP BREN is just Zorizo against the well. The core a little bit better right now. Husky
cannot do this. Zorizo just does not have enough to do it. With the Trumpet keeping Few alive, the wave temporarily stifled, but the new one, the fresh one's gonna come in, led by the Lord himself. And he's trying his best, but it's just not sufficient. AP BREN with this game one, and what an explosive start to this best of 3. It's just one step closer to overcoming Bigatron Alpha.
Yeah, no wonder AP BREN's so afraid of Bigatron Alpha, right? Just take a look. No matter how much pressure you put onto Super Ken, he's still able to shine. Bigatron Alpha, on the other hand, right? Once the late game starts to come into play, the Haas claws being built by the Beatrix can successfully, sustain throughout these long drawn out fights. And as long as they put bodies in front of Super Marco,